So I just checked the guidelines for after part 2. This is the after part 2, which is called After Time. It said you're allowed to post a video for After Time, the beginning of it. I'm not sure about later on though. So before we can at least do a video on this part though, just the beginning of After Time. So I guess this will be like another like 2.5, this 1.5, this part 2 clear, or do call's not clear yet for some reason. Part 2 is, so it is After Time. So it's not part 2, but probably like 2.5 or something. The story is over. Their adventures vanished from the human history, their conclusion faded into thin air. It was far from meaningless. Much the same way as with many heroes, in many histories, as things change, the torch is still passed on. And they all lived happily ever after. However, nonetheless, in all likelihood, very possibly. Simply restoring the Earth alone doesn't mean everything is now solved, does it? December 31st, 2019, January 1st, 2020. You know, 2020 was really the worst year. Because it's beginning of a really bad in the real life. Probably different for him though. County Antarctic Base. Master personal room. Oh what? Oh what? Oh what? Apologies for the intrusion. It's Magic Light and not anyone suspicious at all. I come to check on you, so pardon my rudeness. It's Master Reiki. Mash? Yes, I'm Magic Light, as I would expect of you. Master, you're already keeping calm even in this situation. Now that we know who we are, may I take a look at your calendar, Senpai? In my own room, the display keeps blinking, calculating between 2019 and 2020. This is my mind. First things first though. What am I doing in my room at Korea? I couldn't agree more. There's no way that Korea base could still be here in Antarctica, or rather, it couldn't exist at this great a scale. The annual Spirit Grand Order's lost boat number 0 is at an end. Human history returned to the current path from 2004, and as a result, Korea Antarctic Base was never expanded. The realities of your ever being recruited to Korea Base, Senpai, or that you succeeded brilliantly in your time as a master never actually happened, goddammit. Mash? And yet the state of affairs is that you woke up in your room as a master. And I woke up in mine as a paladin. From my perspective, or my sense of things, maybe until yesterday, I was living as a university research student, unaware of any Korea events. But now, I'm unaware of any events relating to being a university research student. Whatever is the same for you. I feel like I was living my life at university. But now, I'm who I am after we fought Maris Kyrias. As I fought, our condition matched up perfectly. Magic Kyria wind up writing a novel title I won't hand over being his first someday. But the year is 2019. That year, I believe, I was trying to visit the Polar Science Museum in Tokyo. And at Tokyo Station, I seemed to have experienced hell on earth. I guess it was the first time sightseeing in Japan. Yes, exactly. I don't remember, but I just have a feeling that is what happened. I have no way of knowing what kind of life the me of 2019 was leading, or what sort of situation she was in. But I do have the sense that it was very fulfilling. You seem to have that look on your face too, senpai. I'd love to hear even a vague impression of what kind of university life you led. But for now, investigating these circumstances comes first. Let's go good to control room. Even if it's only the two of us, there's no doubt that this is Cody at base. The control room should have detailed logs, so first let's get a grasp on things there. It's Cody, no other way about it. It's Cody base. Are we back? Are we really back? Well, I'm so happy, but at the same time, not happy at all. Because it definitely means trouble is around the corner. I mean, is this a dream? It has to be, right? Someone tell me it is. There is no way it's a dream. Never when to give it up, Minir, except reality and you'll see. Look over there. There's no Caudius, and the wall is covered with supercomputers, and there's Tremegis. As for their staff head counts, besides the 8 who were on the shadow border, a few more are assembled. In terms of equipment, it's probably close to Caudia base, right after the human order incineration was wrapped up. So around when singularities were discovered in Shinjuku and Agrafah, before old man Gordo showed up, right? But if that's the case, what have we here? Yuki Mash, I'm so glad you guys are here too. Minir and Elron as well. Did everyone end up at Caudia without knowing how? Yeah, there is an alarm clock. I woke up when I heard a noise like that, and I was at Caudia. Judging by your faces, you probably aren't any more on top of things. We're halfway in a panic too. But to be honest, the other half feels like being at a party. The moment I opened my eyes, it was like I snapped back into who I was back then, like it all clicked. It's not that the 2019 me, it was just that the clock tower in London had remembered Caudia. But more like I generally feel like I picked up right after that moment. The incidents caused by Caudius were undone. But I feel like I'm in the interstice between what didn't happen and what exists now. That kind of battery. Yeah, calling it an interstice might be accurate. Now that I remember Caudia, I can no longer remember my life from 2019. For me, in the present, Caudia is in the past. But for my past self, Caudia was the present. And for me right now, the future hasn't come yet, so I have no memories of it. It's like my sense of present, past, and future are all tangled up. It's kind of unsettling. Anyway, for now, it means the right after. Right after which would mean it seems the only ones we can reunite with are the people here. Holmes, Shion, the newest series. I haven't seen Commander Gordo anywhere. Not Foe, Da Vinci, or the Doctor either. That's an accurate grasp of the situation worthy of the name Powden, but you're wrong on one count. Ta-da! I'm right here, even though I'm small. I remain the cutest and most multi-talented in the universe. Leonardo da Vinci is right here, alive and well. Da Vinci. Hey you too, and good morning. I'm glad to see you again. How have you been? Of course, you're just as lively as always, Da Vinci. Like everyone else, you must have returned safely to Earth. Of course I did. I'm delighted that everyone was able to live their own lives after all that trouble. While there are plenty of things to catch up on, but given the situation, we need to tackle the bigger concerns with Chaldea first. This is the Chaldea base of 2019, but it's not the actual Chaldea base of 2019. The Antarctic workshop owned by Aniospheres shouldn't be this fast. Since Director Marisbury didn't complete in the 2004 Holy Grail War, the base wasn't expanded. Bringing us to what is this Chaldea base. Regarding that, I can only hypothesize. It seems that this is Chaldea in a state before the year 2019, though not the 2019 that you all reclaim. It's fair to call it a familiar yet unknown frontier for us. The location is also different from the Chaldea we know, but it's not a completely unfamiliar place either. Earlier, while everyone was panicking, I found Shiba restored to before it wore out. I tried observing outside the base, and this is what we found. Chaldea base isolated during the incineration. Yes, the base is now in space-time that's isolated from the outside world, much like the Temple of Time where King Solomon or Gitia dwelled. Many are quoted in interstices earlier, but we really are in the interval between 2019 and 2020. Before you woke up, Yuki, you were who you were in 2020. But it's still December 31st, 2019 here, and this date won't budge. According to Trimega's analysis, Chaldea is stopped at the very last second of 2019. I mean, there is a reason why these stopped during here, because 2020 was really a nightmare in the real world. "2019 has yet to end, then does that mean this is a timeline where the shutdown of Maris Chaldea hasn't been confirmed?" No, Maris Chaldea did disappear, it's just that you reached the final square afterward. And due to some kind of influence, you were sent back to the square right before that. Once time proceeds and it becomes 2020, you will be able to cross the finish line, but in this space-time, or rather the calendar that humanity used to clearly know time is passing down doesn't move forward. In other words, the past and future aren't connected. Even the only sure thing, the present, doesn't make the date advance. As if we're being told, we can't be allowed to move ahead, time voicing an injunction, so to speak. So we're basically in a timeline that has an infinite loop. That happened in Holo Attack Rakshia and also Tsukihime. And now we're doing it in FGO again. Unlike singularities or lost boats, it's a whole new isolated domain. And it's also the timeline where Carnival Phantasm happened as well. Tremendous has designated this PvP. Seems even Tremendous doesn't know what the initial stands for. Apparently the term was added to the library at some point without anyone realizing. With that in mind, we can say that the current state of things are results of external intervention. And just hope it's not by anyone with malicious intent. Hard to imagine that someone capable of pulling off something this major is doing it with good intentions. Which means that someone is wanting to once again overwork Chaldea. Precisely, in the end, we have no choice but to investigate the truth behind what's happening and resolve it. Otherwise, you won't be able to go back to 2020. And above all our work won't be finished yet. I mean, if things continue like this, humanity will be doomed. Say again? What was that? Well, yeah, to be honest, the future Earth Shiba observed had been turned into a vast wasteland. When I queued Tremendous about it, I was told it was a beast-related case. It's too big of a problem to chalk up as overtime, so it seems we just have to handle it in our usual fashion. Really. So if this is a beast case, that means we're at the point already detecting a beast sync graphic. Of course, gosh. Are we in trouble? Once again, the Earth is in great danger. More like we've been directly challenged. They went out of their way to summon you all to the base and restore the former Kadia. This is different from Gati or Marriage Kadias, who only saw mankind as subjects to be saved and taken into custody. Its motive can only be summed as childish competitiveness, the will to say, I'm stronger than you. Makes sense? It must be it. I can tell, because I'm not so different. I don't know who we're up against, but they are an extraordinary threat. There's no need to fear. We're at Kadia Base, with seasoned champions as our staff and master. Let's give them a taste of Kadia's power. They better learn that our saving mankind twice was no feat. What are you smiling about? Am I missing a joke? Da Vinci's strong will here feels so uncharacteristic. It shows how happy she is that it happened. What happened exactly? Eating Kadia again. It's like she's been waiting for us the whole time. Then we'll start looking for the cause now. So the plan is to look for an abnormal section of human history. While Singlaria's potential occurring somewhere incorrected. Bullseye. We don't need Kadia's to reshift if we have Shiba in the Tremors. The problem is that we have no clue where this singularity we're going to find the pieces. So we'll have to blindly search one by one. We go around expecting every time distortion we find. We'll eventually come across the singularity they are hiding in. Then we reshift to face it off against them. Business as usual for the Human Order Security Organization, I see. However, I must admit that we're understaffed. We have Da Vinci as technical advisor, Minier's division in the control room, Senpai and I as field investigators, but the other roles are vacant. Most centrally, Kadia is missing a general leader. That's not something anyone can do in a fair well. Never will. Commander Gordon was absent from this new version of Kadia. A leader, in other words. I heard every word. I suppose I know with certainty that you need my help eventually. It's Oka. Do you think that just saving Earth once would get Kadia out of the red? You're a prime comedian if you did. Do you want me, the always rational Ogamari, to die of laughter? The director Ogamari. How? Very good, excellent reaction. That's the honest shock I needed to see. Keep at it. No way, it's Director Ogamari. I thought you died. Aren't you Meniere, the guy I left stuck forever on warehouse guard duty? Didn't you hate the control room? Now that I think about it, Romani did call you one of our best workers. It seems that you've been relocated here. So were you putting out on your talent back when I was the director? No, I was only passing by the place because I got nothing better to do. I've never been distinguished worker before. Pressure made the guy stop screwing around. Now he's a reputable reship operator. Is that so? Let's make the reassignment official then. Your job now is monitoring Shiba around the clock. Yeah, that's the section I wanted to end at least. Hey, are you ordering me to never sleep? I'm telling you to find a way around that. We only have 2 people monitoring Shiba now. Then we need more. We're dealing with an abnormal emergency after. Do you not want the reship system to be perfectly functional so we can safely dispatch our master? Next, the two here frozen in their tracks need to hear an explanation. Why did I survive total termination after being swallowed by the dimension rift? If I'm alive, can your other friends who also faded away in the Testament universe also come back? I have questions and a respectable, inquisitive mindset. What a model Kadia Stafford. I will repay your work with effort. Answer first how I survived. You see. Why was it? No. I don't know either. Is anyone else good besides me? No way you don't. But I'm certain you're the real director, Ogamari. It's all confirmation anyway. What is that supposed to mean? I'll start to interrupt. Excuse me for having scanned you without asking Ogamari. That proved match guess correct. She's the real Ogamari in her sphere. However, Tragma has explained the following. This life reading belongs both to 2015's and 2017's Ogamari. Basically, your director self is coexisting with your later self. We can discuss your body later, but tell us first which version your mind is from, Ogamari. Are you human, or are you an alien who showed up to punish Earthlings? Which one? Don't be ridiculous. No matter what happens to me, I'm ever the director of Kadia. To help you cross the finish line, you reach it through your own strength. And to take responsibility for forcing all that hard work on you, available once more. That's the way I see it. Yes, I know how ridiculously convenient this all sounds. But I'll do the best I can as Kadia's director to free you from this isolated domain. As of now, that's what I exist for. Director Ogamari. If that's so... Yeah, I'm not lost as you are. With my intellect, I'll determine the cause in no time. Let's sort out the new structure for it. I'm the director, Da Vinci is the techno-advisor. For control room staff, I'll promote Elron and Munir to section leader. Master will be Yuki, no need to think twice, and his support is up to smash. Now for the administrative advisor. Did the light suddenly get dim? The administrative advisor position is open. Then I'll take it over. If only so, I won't miss my chance to cut your head, Ogamar Anisphere. Who made an unsettling remark, uttering threats? It's not Koyuki. It wasn't Yuki that rhetoric came from my mouth. Littering of the beast's burden, I came from hell to this domain. I am Hassan Isaba, the sword who announced that. But you weren't like this. Do you know him, Yuki? Nice to meet you, I suppose. But please leave. You're too insulting to be here. I mean, you don't have a face. I caused a misunderstanding. Let me try again. I am yet to become the old man of the mountain. You didn't name Hassan Isaba. I have forgotten it now, as I dwell in hell. My name is Azrael. To discern the importance of beasts awakening in Kadia's conduct. I've been appointed as the supervisor representing the Grand Servants. Be warned that protesting will endanger your neck. Okay, if I tell him he has no power to decide that, I'm dead. Yuki, Mash, Da Vinci. What do you have to say about his claims? If that's not okay with you, I object to your heart's content. But I'll leave it up all to the directors in all her heart. Agreed. First, let's hear what Azrael has to say. What makes you so firmly interested in Director Ogamaru's head? You should know better than me. Ogamaru Hemisphere is suspected of being a beast. Once the portents of a beast's awakenings came to light, her head was the most suspicious. This will cut her down at the first hint. And also, the moment you give up searching for the truth, I'll take the heads off of every one of you. Every head in Korea? You have my condolence. The human order is always merciless. That's the whole reason why I never favors. Not trying to solve the situation is similar with abetting in the beast's awakening. Everyone here is under suspicion of disturbing the human order. The only thing you can do to prove your innocence is finding and erasing similarities. Don't even try to guard your neck with your hands. My new appointment won't last long. I can only leave out unattended for 1 year. You must locate and defeat the beasts before my departure. No excuse. Otherwise, I'll solve the case right here. Such a twist certainly gets your heart racing. This is the most fun I've ever had since accepting the Grand Serpent Crown. In short, my Korean friends, do the same you always have. I'll commit it to my administrative advisor job. Let's join hands and slaughter beast to be. Slaughter. Do you need to be saying that while holding my neck? You have got to be kidding me. Can't I get to be the director in peace? Don't worry, director. I'll protect your neck. And so they resumed their work. Like friends hanging out after all the problems were solved, or the after party following a festival. Call it whatever you want. What matters is that the human order is not yet stable. They're short on time. This is their very last seconds before entering a peaceful future. Stake all you have in that 1 second after all. If there's a small gap, our jolly mankind can't resist the urge to look inside, can they?